back to our channel. I'm Colleen and this is Our Blessed Life, and welcome to another week of What's for Dinner on WW Freestyle. So I've got 4 new meals for you, and make sure you stay tuned to the end where we'll rate each meal and we'll let you know if we like them and if we would make them again. Okay, on tonight's What's for Dinner, we're going to be having salmon, which will be marinated in the smoky applewood flavor marinade. I'm gonna go ahead and do that now. It's gonna marinate for about an hour. Then I'm gonna cook that in the air fryer, and we're also gonna have cheese grits along with that. All right, this is such an easy supper. So I'm just gonna mix up this marinade. It calls for 1/4 cup of oil, 2 tablespoons of water, 2 tablespoons of apple cider vinegar. And I'm just gonna mix this up, and I'm gonna put it in a Ziploc bag with the salmon. Let that sit for about an hour. And then I'm gonna cook in the air fryer. You actually could bake the salmon, you could grill it, or you could cook it in an air fryer. And we actually prefer the air fryer taste to the others. Okay, 2 tablespoons of water. And then 2 tablespoons of apple cider vinegar. And we need 1/4 cup of oil. I'm just gonna mix this together. Okay, so I've got my salmon in a Ziploc bag. I'm just gonna make sure this is mixed up well, and then I'm just gonna, okay, that's very well mixed up, so I'm just gonna pour this into the bag. If I had salmon fillets, I would just flip it maybe after 30 minutes in the refrigerator. But since this has the skin on the back, I'm just gonna lay it face down. We'll let it marinate for an hour. Then I'm gonna throw it in the air fryer, and that will be supper. Okay, so I'm gonna take the salmon out of the bag now. I'm just gonna let the marinade kind of drip off. Okay, so I just put the basket in. I am going to set it on air fry. I'm gonna do about 375. And I'm gonna do it for about 15 minutes. That's a pretty big piece. It may need to go a little bit longer than that, but I definitely don't wanna overcook it. So I'll just check on it. In the meantime, I'm just gonna heat these grits up. These are 4 points for 1/2 cup. And these are really good. My family really likes them, and you just cook these in the microwave, so they're super easy. Okay, here's what's for dinner on WW Freestyle. This is a 4-point dinner. That's 4 points for the grits. I'm not counting any points for the salmon. There is a marinade on it. The only ingredient in that marinade that would have any points would be the oil. However, most of it comes off when you take it out of the bag and then once you cook it, so I really usually never count the points for that. If you wanted to count 1 point, you could call it 5 points, but I usually call this a 4-point dinner. Okay, tonight I'm going to be doing a 6-point chicken pita, gyro, however you say that. Let me know how to say that in the comments below, because I do not know how to say that. But that's what we're gonna have for dinner. I'm gonna go ahead and marinate the chicken. The chicken will need to marinate for an hour, so I'm gonna go ahead and mix up that marinade first. So let's go ahead and get started. So we're gonna go ahead and mix up the marinade. I need 1 tablespoon of olive oil. I need 2 tablespoons of red wine vinegar. I'm gonna do 1/2 tablespoon of oregano. Honestly, that seems like way too much. I'm gonna do a teaspoon of oregano. I'm gonna do 1/2 tablespoon of minced garlic. I'm gonna do about 1/2 tablespoon of lemon juice. A little bit of salt and pepper. I've kind of changed this recipe a good bit. I pretty much changed everything, but the original recipe called for 2 tablespoons of non-fat Greek yogurt. I do not have any of that, but I do have some of this, however you say this, sake sauce. I don't know how you say that. Leave me a comment below, tell me how to say that too. I'm just gonna use 2 tablespoons of this because it is made with Greek yogurt. So I think that will work fine. And I'm just gonna mix all this up, and I'm gonna coat the chicken breasts with this. I'm gonna let it sit for about an hour, and then I'm gonna go ahead and cook the chicken. So instead of making the tzatziki sauce, I'm just gonna use this. I got this at Costco, and it is 2 points for 2 tablespoons. I'm just gonna put this in the refrigerator for an hour, and then we'll go ahead and cook the chicken. Okay, I'm just gonna heat up my pan, then I'm gonna add the chicken and cook that. Once I get it cooked, I'm gonna cut it into strips, and I'm gonna heat up the pitas, put them in the toaster oven, and then we'll use these to, as like the bread. So usually you would do cucumbers, tomatoes, and onions. I think I'm just gonna do the cucumbers and tomatoes, because I don't think, Gary and I really don't care that much about onions, and I know my kids won't eat them anyway. So we kind of like onions to be cooked. So I think we're gonna do it like this. And I'm just gonna do 1 small tomato because only Sophie and I will eat this. Nobody else will eat a tomato. So the marinade for this chicken is 2 points. Okay, the chicken's almost done. I just went ahead and cut it into strips just to go ahead and let it finish cooking a little bit quicker. So it would be 2 points for the marinade, 2 points for half of the pita, and then 2 points for the tzatziki sauce. So that's 6 points on WW Freestyle. Okay, tonight we are going to be making a spaghetti casserole. This is a recipe that I've made forever and ever, but this is a lightened up version, and so I think it's a very family friendly recipe. So I will go ahead and walk you through how to make it. It's very easy. Okay, so I am going to go ahead and boil the water. I'm going to be cooking about 8 ounces of spaghetti, so that would be half of a regular box. I'm actually gonna weigh that out to make sure I get the right amount. And I'm gonna brown some ground beef, and then I'm going to add in probably 3 to 4 cups of the 0-point marinara sauce. I will leave a recipe for that down below. So like I said, it's just super easy to do. This recipe is also good because you can make it ahead of time. Like you can make it the night before and just have it in your refrigerator ready to go in the oven, or make it for a friend and they could actually just bake it whenever they're ready. So I had already started this ground beef, so it's almost there. My sauce I had made previously, so it's been in my refrigerator and it's cold. So what I will do, because it's cold, I will just go ahead and heat it up in here. That way when everything goes in the oven, it will be warm. It cooks quicker if everything's warm. And I'm using the 96% lean ground beef. I'm gonna measure this only because I wanna make sure I'm putting enough sauce in. Usually you're gonna want about, if you make this with jarred sauce, you would use about 1.5 jars. So I find that it's better if you have more sauce. So that's 2 cups. I'm gonna do probably at least 1 more cup, maybe 2 or 1.5 more. Let's see what this looks like. So I have very little left. I'm just gonna go ahead and use the rest of it, which is probably about another 1/2 cup. And all I'm gonna do at this point is just warm the sauce up. I'm just gonna spray a lasagna pan just to get this ready. Okay, for your filling, you're gonna need some cream cheese. So I'm gonna use this 1/3 less fat cream cheese. I'm gonna go ahead and put it on a plate and microwave it because you need it to be easy to spread. I have included in the points for this the whole amount, but sometimes I don't use the whole amount. I believe this is 8 ounces, and sometimes I only use 6. It just kind of depends. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and put it together. First thing that we wanna do is take some of the sauce and just put it on the bottom. Just wanna make sure that the whole bottom is covered with sauce. Okay, then we're gonna add all the noodles. And just spread it out. All right, next we want to spread out the cream cheese. So this is actually the hardest part to do because it kind of wants to go down in globs. I usually just kind of throw it on and then kind of spread it out later. And you just want to spread it out as much as you can. Cream cheese doesn't melt that well, and if you don't spread it out, it really doesn't spread out on its own while it's cooking. Okay, once the cream cheese is done, and I didn't use all of it, I did use most of it. Just use what you think you need. I've got 1 cup of mozzarella, and I'm gonna use about half of that. I'm just gonna spread it out. I'm gonna use 1 tablespoon of grated Parmesan cheese, and I'm just gonna sprinkle that over. And now I'm gonna top it with the rest of the sauce, just as much as I feel like it needs. Okay, now we're gonna top this with the rest of the mozzarella cheese and 1 more tablespoon of Parmesan cheese. Okay, I like to bake it for 25 minutes at 350 degrees, and then I like to cover it with aluminum foil. And then for the last 5 minutes, or for 5 more minutes, I'll go ahead and remove the foil just so I can get the cheese to melt. Okay, the spaghetti casserole is finished. It's out of the oven. This is 7 points and it serves 10. And the 7 points assumes that you're using 1/3 less fat cream cheese, 2% mozzarella cheese, extra lean ground beef, and the 0-point marinara sauce. Okay, it's Friday night, and here's what's for dinner on WW Freestyle. We're going to have some fillets. Gary's gonna put these on the grill. So that is 3 points for 3 ounces. Then these are the Bob Evans sour cream and chive mashed potatoes. These are 5 points for half a cup. I'm gonna make a salad. I'm gonna add some tomatoes and cucumbers to this bag salad. And then 1 tablespoon of the Bolthouse Farms cilantro avocado dressing, and that is 1 point. So this will be a 9-point dinner. All right, here's supper. This is 3 points for the steak. It'll be 5 points for the potatoes, and then 1 point for the salad dressing. I haven't added the salad dressing yet. This is what's for dinner tonight. So everybody loved the salmon and grits. That's one of our favorite meals. The chicken pita was new for us, but everybody enjoyed that one as well. The spaghetti casserole is also one of our favorites. The only thing that was different was the marinara sauce, and everybody loved the steak. Thanks for watching this video. If you liked it, please give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe, and we'll see you next time. Love changes